Muy buenas tardes, muy buenos días. Bienvenidos a esta webinar internacional en el que hablaremos sobre mentoring. Comenzaremos en un par de minutitos. Bien, pues vamos a dar comienzo a esta webinar internacional en el que hablamos sobre la importancia de crear programas de mentoría en las instituciones de educación superior. Y bien, bueno, pues lo primero quería agradecerles a todos y a todas vuestra participación y vuestro interés en esta temática que consideramos que ha sido una de las temáticas, ¿no? por repetir, de interés por el grupo de formación, que ha sido el grupo líder de formación y capacitación de MetaRed X. Y bien, antes de comenzar esta webinar, simplemente les recordamos que está siendo grabada y que, bueno, que vamos a tener una parte de interpretación al castellano y al inglés, en el que, bueno, para aquellos que no saben cómo poder recibir esa interpretación, podéis comprobar que en la parte inferior de vuestra pantalla o en vuestro móvil aparece un mundo, ¿no? Un dibujito de un mundo en el que podéis elegir el canal en el que queréis escuchar esta webinar. Si presionáis sobre español, escucharéis español, y si presionáis en inglés, escucharéis en inglés. Pues bien, también recordarles que tenemos una opción al final de esta ponencia en el que podéis preguntar cualquier pregunta en concreto que pueda surgiros en relación a lo que pueda comentar ambas panelistas, tanto María Saiz como Dragana Jeptic, y que, bueno, que podrán ser resueltas al final de esta reunión y que podéis solicitarlas en la opción de preguntas y respuestas. Pues bien, para dar comienzo a esta webinar quería agradecer en nombre de MetaRed X, bueno, pues la participación y también la colaboración de una de las coordinadoras de este grupo de coordinación y formación, que es María Saiz. Como os comentaba previamente, ha sido una de las temáticas que ha llamado la atención a nivel internacional y que hemos pretendido compartir con todos y cada una de las universidades que estáis aquí presentes y que pensamos que es una vía muy fácil el poder trasladar esta información a cada uno de vosotros. Pues bien, para ello tenemos y contamos como panelistas en esta sesión a María Saiz. Muchísimas gracias, María, por estar aquí. Os presento, ella es la directora del Observatorio de Emprendimiento del País Vasco y también coordinadora a nivel en España y a nivel internacional de todo el proyecto de MetaRed X del grupo de formación y de capacitación. Así que, María, si te parece, dejo que puedas hablar y dejamos que podáis presentar esta interesantísima temática.
Muchísimas gracias, Esperanza. Bueno, en primer lugar, me gustaría agradecer a MetaRed X y a todas las personas que nos acompañan hoy desde diferentes latitudes. Por eso ni siquiera me atrevo a saludar buenos días, buenas tardes, porque cada uno se encuentra en un horario en el mundo. Y bueno, pues nos gustaría agradecer vuestro interés La verdad es que para el Grupo Internacional de Formación y Capacitación, bueno, pues es muy grato bueno, pues saber que este tema del mentoring que venimos trabajando de manera colaborativa en MetaRed X, bueno, pues genera interés y pretendemos compartir con vosotros, bueno, qué es lo que estamos trabajando para ver si es viable, ¿no? que una metodología común pueda aprovecharse dentro de esta gran red que es MetaRed X. Bueno, como os adelantaba ya, realmente este proyecto es el resultado de la colaboración entre MetaRed X y un proyecto europeo que se llama REMAM. ¿Cómo se ha generado? Bueno, pues esta colaboración, pues de una manera muy sencilla, porque la base de colaboración somos las personas. Entonces, bueno, pues yo tuve el placer y la suerte de participar en un proyecto europeo dedicado al mentoring con Dragana, que luego os va a acompañar, y bueno, pues toda su experiencia acumulada en Creative Mentorship. Y bueno, pues tengo también la suerte de participar en MetaRed X con todos mis compañeros de la red. Así que bueno, pues en una de nuestras discusiones, que bueno, pues aquí os presento a todos los compañeros que trabajamos colaborativamente en MetaRed X, pues salió el tema, ¿no?, del mentoring, ¿no? ¿Por qué poner en marcha programas de mentoring? Precisamente ¿para qué? Para completar nuestros programas de emprendimiento, por muchas razones, pero sobre todo porque normalmente en nuestras universidades los programas de emprendimiento, bueno, pues están muy orientados, como así debe ser, ¿no?, a apoyar la empresa, que es iniciativa de nuestro alumnado, de nuestros investigadores, pero el mentoring cubre muchísimo más que el negocio, cubre, bueno, pues tu orientación profesional, tu orientación personal, y bueno, pues el emprendimiento es lo suficientemente complicado como para necesitar, al margen de nuestros programas muy orientados en cuestiones técnicas para el emprendimiento, bueno, pues esa motivación necesaria que tiene que tener una persona emprendedora, bueno, pues cuando está en nuestras unidades de emprendimiento en las universidades, o incluso cuando deja nuestros programas, que es, por ejemplo, bueno, pues por lo que yo personalmente veía una necesidad, ¿no? En mi máster de emprendimiento, cuando terminan el máster es: ¿y ahora qué hacen solos? Necesito, ¿no?, mentores para todos esos emprendedores bueno, pues que se van al mundo, ¿no?, de los negocios, a su mercado, a trabajar. Y entiendo, bueno, pues que es una motivación compartida por todos los compañeros de MetaRed, razón por la cual hemos puesto en marcha este proyecto. Bueno, como les decía, durante varios años, desde el año 2020 a 2023, Dragana Jevdik, bueno, y su equipo y bueno, pues las universidades socios de este proyecto hemos estado trabajando alrededor del concepto del mentoring para aprovechar, bueno, pues el valor que tiene el mentoring en nuestras universidades. ¿Qué es lo que hemos hecho durante estos años? Hemos hecho muchas cosas. Estos son los socios que hemos trabajado en ello. El líder venía desde Estonia, pero precisamente en este proyecto, desde el punto de vista práctico, Creative Mentorship era un elemento clave, dado que la experiencia en práctica bueno, pues del mentoring la tenían desde hace muchos años, bueno, pues estas expertas serbias que nos han acompañado en estos 3 últimos años. ¿Cuáles han sido los resultados? Bueno, pues han sido varios, ¿no? Pero por resumir, teníamos 3 outputs, ¿no? Un libro en el que, bueno, pues que hablaré muy poquito, un policy paper orientado precisamente a bueno, pues el diseño de política pública, ¿no?, alrededor del mentoring en las universidades, y lo más importante, y en lo que hemos concentrado todos nuestros esfuerzos en MetaRed X, que es un toolkit de mentoring que, bueno, pues que puede ayudar o podría ayudar a nuestras universidades a arrancar programas de emprendimiento con una metodología, bueno, pues bien sustentada. Entonces, bueno, como les digo, voy a hablar muy poco. Si a alguien le interesa, vamos a trasladar, ¿no?, la página web de Reman para que el que tenga interés en consultar el libro, en el que, bueno, pues está muy orientado a casos específicos de estudio, ¿no?, de uso de mentoring, revisión de literatura e incluso pues diferentes formas de uso y específicamente en el ámbito de Entrepreneurship Mentoring, bueno, pues hay un pequeño capítulo muy, muy sencillito que, bueno, pues que precisamente me tocó orientar a mí, bueno, pues precisamente para, bueno, pues para trabajar este tema. Pero lo más importante, como les decía, es el toolkit de herramientas para diseñar una metodología de mentoring, ¿sí? Uno de los grandes déficits a la hora de poner en marcha un programa de mentoring, ya sea en una universidad o en cualquier otra institución, es tener metodología. Quiero hacerlo, pero ¿de dónde parto? ¿No? Entonces, bueno, pues lo que se ha generado en REMAM, en este proyecto europeo, es un toolkit que tiene 3 orientaciones. Tiene diferentes herramientas, pero orientadas a 3 grupos concretos, ¿sí? Al coordinador del programa de mentoring, que en este caso serían los coordinadores de nuestras universidades y es a quienes, bueno, a quienes cuidamos o el foco de MetaRed X, un paquete de herramientas directamente orientado a las personas mentoras, ¿no? Para que cuando las captemos en nuestras universidades sepan, ¿no? Más o menos cómo trabajar dentro de la universidad y con sus mentees, y también un paquete de herramientas orientado a los mentees, ¿sí? Para que entiendan qué significa esto del mentoring, qué puedo esperar de este programa y cuáles son las obligaciones. Entonces, bueno, yo no voy a profundizar mucho más porque tenemos la gran suerte de tener con nosotros a Dragana Jeptic, que en realidad va a ser ella la que nos va a explicar, ¿no? ¿Por qué? ¿No? ¿Por qué es importante que utilicemos mentoring en nuestras universidades, específicamente además para bueno, pues para orientar o para apoyar mucho más a nuestros emprendedores, razones que comentaba antes, ¿no? O sea, una orientación no solamente que trabaje el business, que trabaje sus empresas, sino una orientación que ponga también en el foco en su ámbito personal y en su ámbito profesional, ¿sí? Como individuos o como CEOs de esas nuevas compañías. Así que, bueno, pues le voy a dar la palabra a Dragana. Dragana Jeptic, que como bueno, ya hemos adelantado, ella es la CEO de Creative Mentorship, es una institución que ella misma fundó, así que ella también es emprendedora, además de experta en mentoring, es la fundadora, ¿no? Y actualmente, bueno, pues también gestora de Creative Mentorship con muchísima experiencia a sus espaldas, diseñando programas, apoyando para crearlos y también, bueno, pues haciendo matchings entre mentores, mentees, de manera individual, para mentoring personal, para mentoring profesional e incluso, bueno, pues para el que más nos interesa a nosotros, que es el orientado a emprendedores. Entonces, bueno, pues quisiera animar a todas las universidades que nos acompañan hoy precisamente a aprovechar la sesión no solamente para aprender, que es lo más importante hoy, sino para, bueno, pues para sacarle partido a esta red de la que formamos parte, que es MetaRed X, incluso, bueno, pues no solamente para trabajar programas de mentoring en nuestras universidades, sino incluso para utilizar MetaRed como ámbito de internacionalización, es decir, como clave para intercambiar mentores, mentees en Brasil, en Colombia, en Portugal, en Serbia, en Polonia, que creo que también nos acompañan, en cada uno de nuestros países y poder trabajar el mentoring de manera colaborativa. Así que, bueno, pues muchísimas gracias, Dragana, por acompañarnos. Te cedo la palabra, ¿no? Para que profundices mucho más y compartas con nosotros esa gran experiencia que tienes apoyando este tipo de programas y captando mentores y mentees. Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much, Maria, and thank you, Esperanza and MetaRed, for the invitation. I'm really happy to be here because I'm very passionate about mentorship, and that's what I've been doing for the past 13 years of my life. My name is Dragana Jevtic, and I'm the founder and the director of Creative Mentorship NGO. I have founded it with many colleagues 13 years ago, and when I did it, I had an amazing mentor. Today, 13 years after, I have another mentor. So I'm a living proof that mentorship works and that we should all have our mentors. And actually, I will be talking about why is it relevant for the universities and especially departments of entrepreneurship to have mentoring programs. Because for the students, for the visibility of the universities, for creating the culture of sharing knowledge and experience, that is really, really important. And many studies have shown that percentage of succeeding in business is much, much higher when a young entrepreneur has a mentor. So that's something we should always have in mind. We were invited to REMAM as experts on mentorship. Creative Mentorship Organization is non-for-profit and independent organization which was founded 13 years ago, but we were founded as a bottom-up initiative. 11 of us went to Sweden and visited different mentoring programs. We visited programs in universities, in unions, in career centers, for businesses, for entrepreneurs. And out of all these mentoring programs, we learned and created our own program. And all of us went through the program as mentees to see whether that can work and whether it's useful. And then when we saw that it's working, we created Creative Mentorship Organization and created a mission for ourselves to share and promote the idea of mentorship in the whole world. Since then, since 13 years ago, we have run many mentoring programs, and our network, and we can have some PowerPoint on creative mentorship now. Our network today, so this is how one of our events looks like, and our tagline is really transforming society one conversation at a time through mentorship. So when we were founded 13 years ago, our focus was to support and develop mentoring for professionals in arts, culture, creative industries, and media. We have a strong team, but in addition to our team, we also have advisory board who supports our, this is our team, but we also have advisory board from all over the globe who supports our development and who helps us spread our mission further. And what Creative Mentorship today is, actually, it's a very strong network of 300 plus. And today with the new cycle that we have going on of mentees and mentors, it's 350 plus ambassadors of the idea of mentoring throughout Serbia, Western Balkan region, but in Europe as well and further. In addition to our mentoring programs, we also support other organizations in starting their own mentoring programs for entrepreneurs, for social entrepreneurs, for creative industries, media, businesses, and so forth. In REMAM, we were invited as experts, and we created tools together with our partners. And we would like to share with you these tools so that you can see how useful they can be for you if you're thinking of running your own mentoring programs. Now, we know that some of you already have mentoring programs. Some of you would like to improve them. And some of you are thinking of creating your own mentoring program. So these tools can be an amazing capacity for you to start or improve your own mentoring programs. So we can share now the information from the website. So this is our team in the REMAM, and then also you can see our tools that we have created. And I would like us to go directly to the REMAM page. So the digital toolkit is what we created jointly, and you can see that's under intellectual outputs, and there it says interactive tool. So what is really important to have in mind when you look for starting a mentoring program, it is really, really important to think about what is the goal of your mentoring program? Why are you doing it? So no mentoring program should start without having a goal in your head. Why are we doing this? To have also in your head the concrete target group, to know also what resources you have, what time you have to run this, how many people, financial resources, and so forth. And what is, again, very important, is to evaluate, improve, and then again, repeat and repeat. So these are the things that are very important when you're thinking about starting or improving your mentoring program. And these toolkits that we have created are useful. You can use them as a mentee or as a mentor, but I assume that for all of you, the most important one is the one for the coordinator. So once you click on this link, REMAM Interactive Toolkit, it takes you to the website of Creative Mentorship, which is really interactive. And we wanted to show it to you directly on our website, where we are right now, how you can use these tools. They are very, very effective. So as we said, that's good, Adna, we can stay here. If you can go up just a little bit, Adna, so that we can see. Yes, so as you can see, you have a total toolkit for a mentee, a total toolkit for a mentor, but also the one for the coordinator. And very important thing at the beginning of the job of a coordinator is to advocate and to advocate and to find the way to find partners in your university, in your entrepreneurship department, who will say, yes, we really need this mentoring program for us. So for example, to help yourself to make this job easier of creating the mentoring program, you can start by, let's say, when you click here, you see all roles. So you can be a mentor or a mentee, but now you're a coordinator. So you can click there. And then you have processes which are divided in start of the program. So that's the preparation, then during the program, and then at the end. So let's say the start of the program, because that's where you will have to start. And then you do the search. Once you do that, you will have 18 tools that will come up that will help you to create your own program. And there you can run and read all these tools. They're very, very useful, and they will give you so many new ideas what you can think about. But for example, one that I wanted to share with you is learning outcomes. If we can go down a little bit and find them. Yes, so you can here see the tool, the learning outcomes. Once you click on it in the middle of the photo, and you can open it, you will see how we have created these tools. They are very easily used. Adna, if you can just make it a little bit bigger. It tells you as the coordinator of the program what you receive, what are the learning outcomes for the institution and for the mentees and mentors once you do have mentoring programs. So this one sheet is really useful when you want to advocate for a mentoring program. So you can close this now, Adna. Thank you very much. So for the universities, as I mentioned, when you're thinking about mentoring programs, the most important thing is, if you do have a mentoring program, you will have empowered students. You will have empowered future entrepreneurs. And that's, I assume, goal number one of every entrepreneurship department. You will have the satisfaction of students. Furthermore, you will build a culture of knowledge sharing and collaboration. And that's really, really important. And that's something that you want your university to be known by. The publicity for the university will be increased because you will have a lot of material to share on media, but also your mentees and mentors will be the best ambassadors, people who will be talking about mentoring, who will say how much they gain from this. Because mentoring is a two-way street. It's an interactive process of knowledge and experience exchange between a more experienced professional mentor and a less experienced professional mentee. And in this game, everybody wins. It's a really win-win situation where both mentee and mentor grow together, and also I strongly believe where our universities grow. You will, if you start your own mentoring programs at your departments, you will also invest in leadership skills of your students, and that's incredible wealth. And something that might be last but not least, you will empower your network. So you will widen and empower the network of your alumni who can be mentees and mentors. So that's really important. And on the other hand, your students, your entrepreneurs will not be alone in their attempts to start their own companies. They will have support throughout the whole process. They will have a partner on a mentoring journey and on this entrepreneurial journey. And they will have somebody who believes in them. And that's worth $1 million. These students, they will have new knowledge, new skills, new contacts. So this is incredible. Also, they will have increased self-confidence. That is something that once they have that, they can reach for the stars. So when mentor believes in a mentee and when he or she shares the knowledge, there's no end to the success of the mentee and of the entrepreneur. And as we said, this network of mentor is shared and the mentee becomes part of the network, and that way they have network again. So this is really important. Now, we as the organization run our own mentoring programs. We share our knowledge as we did in REMAM, but we also support other organizations in starting and designing and implementing their own mentoring programs. And we have done that with a wonderful organization in Serbia called Serbian Gaming Association. We have done that for 3 years now. We ran 3 mentoring programs with them, and each and every one was better than the previous one and a little bit better and improved. And now we're just starting the 4th Serbian Gaming Association or SGA mentoring program jointly, and this one will be international. And I have invited Christina, who is the managing executive manager of SGA, to share the experience she had in cooperation with us. And first, I wanted to ask Christina, why is it that you decided to start the mentoring program as the association?
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Dragana, for the introduction. I'm always happy to jump on every opportunity to praise the creative mentorship team and also to transfer what Dragana already mentioned, this passion for mentorship, which really stays with you after any conversation you have with the creative mentorship team or any cycle that we organize and so on. So without further ado, to go back to your question, Dragana, as you may imagine, in order to make a very good and successful video game, you need people who are programmers, artists, but also HR professionals, writers, musicians, really a wide plethora of departments and professional expertise is needed to create a game. And gaming is a very fast-paced industry where tools and software change basically every 6 months, I would say. So you have to stay on top of it all the time, and in parallel, improve your soft skills all the time as well. So we realized that a very useful way to upgrade the talent pool in the gaming industry is specifically mentorship, because we can connect people one-on-one and they can go through a very, I would say, intense relationship for a limited amount of time, which really benefits both sides. So we thought that this type of encouragement is really appropriate for the gaming industry. And as you can assume, our members are teams and companies that make games and other services closely tied to the gaming industry. And we really had absolutely no experience in any sorts of mentorships. But we were very lucky that in our own country, we have an organization that's so experienced in this as the Creative Mentorship Team. So we reached out to them and they were very happy and forthcoming. And basically the main thing we got from them is the system, the plan, the methodology, all materials and tools, basically everything that Dragana presented in her slides before I started speaking. So they basically gave us everything that we need in order to do these things successfully. So far, we had 3 cycles and the 4th one just started. So I would say that more than 100 gaming professionals in Serbia were very fortunate to go through this program. So that is what we got from the team. And of course, the professional support of their experts. They have a very wide network of all sorts of professionals that you might need in order to do these cycles, because it's not just about the mentorship sessions, it's also about the additional value of all of these workshops that they helped us organize. And of course, I would say the last thing is the passion, which is really infectious. As soon as you speak to Dragana for half an hour, you're like, mentorship, yes, it's the best thing ever, and it really is. So that is what we got from the team. But what we got from these cycles in general is, I would say the first thing is exposure. More people found out about our organization, and I would say we gained additional trust from the community, which I think is very important, because then they believe in your expertise and they can see that you can cooperate successfully with other organizations, even if they are not from your industry per se. And of course, networking, I would say that's a super huge plus, not just for us, but also for the participants. I would say that our network was increased a lot and strengthened by being in this cycle. So I hope, Dragana, that answers your question. If there's anything else I can add.
Yes, and I just want to make a parallel. So everything that Christina said that their association received from having a mentoring program is actually what an entrepreneurship department would receive from having a mentoring program. Now, because we know that for the universities and for higher education institutions, the student is in the focus. For us, the mentee is in the focus. We run our own mentoring program here in the Western Balkans, and we have been doing that for 13 years. And Christina was a mentee in our program as well. So in addition to be cooperating with SGA and Christina as consultants and partners, Christina was our mentee in one of our previous programs. So I would like to ask you, Christina, what is your angle on what you received as a mentee? Because I can again see the parallel that the mentees, the entrepreneurship students can receive that from the mentoring programs themselves.
Exactly. I was very lucky to be not just on the side of the coordinator, as you guys will be, but also from the side of the mentee. And I remember for the cycle that I applied for, there was a huge competition. I think maybe something around 150 people apply for 50 spots or something like that. So by now, this is a very prestigious program in Serbia, and I know people are fighting for these spots and they apply year after year in order to get in. Really, I know people who have applied like 3 years in a row. I was very lucky to get in on my first try. So I was in the cycle 2 years ago, I believe. I was very fortunate to be paired up with an absolute senior and an amazingly professional woman from the IT industry in general. And it's really hard to describe how useful that was for me, not only on the side of the hard and soft skills, but mainly to build up my confidence, because she helped me in parallel with my work. So everything I learned about from the mentorship, I could apply immediately in my day-to-day job. So that would also be maybe my advice for people who are going to be in the program. And also, last but I would say definitely not the least, a lifetime friendship. I believe that all our pairs from our cycles and my mentor, we will all stay following each other closely, visiting each other, even if we're not from the same country. So it's really, really something special.
Thank you so much, Christina. Often it happens that mentor and mentee become lifelong friends. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be, and that's not a symbol of success of a mentoring relationship, but very often it happens like that, especially since our mentors are people who support our mentees pro bono, and that's something that's amazing. And through doing this, through running all these mentoring cycles year after year, year after year, and improving each cycle, and building upon our knowledge and from lessons learned, we actually create a network or a movement, a community of good people who want to share their knowledge and experience, who are ready to share what they know and what they have, the resources, the experience, the past knowledge with their mentees. So really, little by little, we are trying to build a community based on these good values. Thank you so much, Christina, for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dragana. Bye, everyone.
Now, as Christina said, we have started, as I said at the beginning, as a bottom-up initiative. We knew nothing. We learned from others, and we did very much so during this Reman project as well. And little by little, we were creating our own methodology, and we were having trial and error method. So what we did, actually, yeah, it's okay that we take another minute or so before we share this, because I just want to tell people what is really important. We started little by little, and then we learned in every cycle. And we learned at the beginning, very often everybody thinks that mentoring program is about mentors. No, it's not. It's about mentees. Mentees are in the focus. So that's something that's really important. Then we realized that often mentees don't know exactly what it is that they need. So we realized after one cycle that we have to give them support in that, to do goal setting, what it is that I want to accomplish with my mentor, where it is that I want to be in 1 year time, 3 years time, 5 years time, me or my organization or my idea or my product. So we realized that. So every little cycle, we were learning and learning and learning. And then when we were doing matching, for us, something that is really important is that we do matching across sectors. And that's something that we discussed with Maria a lot. It is so important to have mentors and mentees that don't always come from the same sector, or from the same country, or from the same city, or from the same generation, because that way we expand our horizons. We have different perspectives. We learn more. We don't put ourselves in the box, but we think outside of the box. So, and that's a double learning experience, both for a mentee and a mentor. So these cross-sectorial connections when doing matching are really, really important. So this is something that is important. And what I said earlier is, once you start thinking about creating your own mentoring program or improving the one that you have, it's really important to know, why are we doing this? What is the goal of our mentoring program? What do we want to accomplish? And then, what is our target group? And then, how much time do we have? Which people do we have? Because it does take time. It does take time to run a high-quality mentoring program. What are the resources that we have? And so forth and so forth. And once we do start our mentoring program, it's important to continuously monitor mentoring work of mentor-mentee pairs, and to evaluate our mentoring programs and to build upon through our lessons learned. And then in the next cycle, we improve and we repeat and so on and so on. So now we can share with you what we have learned in the past 13 years. And that is our methodology today. So there is a preparation phase of every mentoring program, and then there's implementation phase, and then there's evaluation and reporting. And there's so many things that happen in all of these phases. This is just an example that we gave so that just that you can have an overview of what it takes. It can be, preparation can take from 2 to 4 months. The duration of a mentoring program can be from 6 to 9 to 12 months. For example, Adna and I, we did mentoring programs for British Council Media for All. Some were lasting a month because they were a pilot. Some were lasting 3 months because they were a pilot. But the best effects come if the mentoring programs are 6 or 9 or even 12 months long. And that can be adjusted depending on the needs of the higher education institution, but it's important to have in mind how long they can be. And then, of course, it's really important to evaluate and then to apply the lessons learned to the next cycle. And then for the next slide, we just put what it is that we do when we cooperate with our partners. So we support with creation of all the program documents and guidelines for all the phases, because you want to have an open call when you do a mentoring program. And then you want to create a model. That means, how will our mentoring program look like? What we will include, what we will not, how long it will be, who will be our mentors, and so forth and so forth. And then you need a toolkit. You do have a toolkit on our Remam site, and there's also a lot of materials on the Creative Mentorship Knowledge Base page on our website, which are in addition to Remam. Please feel free to have a look at that and use it. And then you also have evaluation documents, because we have usually our... Adna, can you please go back 1 second to the previous slide? In the implementation phase, we have a kickoff workshop, and then we have midterm workshop and wrap-up workshop. These are the 3 main workshops for the program. And then we have consultations in between, where we answer to potential questions or challenges to both mentees and mentors. So now we can go to the next slide. All the documents and materials, and also the workshops itself, we can support you with that if you ever want it, or we can just have a Zoom session that we support you in how you will do it. And then what is really, really important when you do have a mentoring program, that you have a coordinator who throughout the program supports mentor-mentee pairs. Because the coordinator should monitor how the work is done, and if they have any problems, any issues, that a coordinator can jump in and support. So this would be an overview of how the mentoring program looks and what you can gain out of it. And I really would like, if you have any questions, to open the floor now to those questions or suggestions or comments.
Bueno, en estos momentos no han escrito ninguna pregunta y respuesta, vamos a dejar un tiempo para ello, pero sí que en las inscripciones incluimos una serie de preguntas que fueran también de interés para ellos. Y bueno, una de las preguntas que va destinada para Dragana y para el equipo sería el por qué es tan importante tener una metodología para arrancar un programa de mentoring. ¿Podrías responder a esa pregunta, Dragana?
Yes. Maria, would you like to jump in, and then I can add on? What is your angle why is methodology important?
Sí, es muy importante porque da seguridad a todas las partes. Yo la experiencia que tuve en mi universidad, incluso también en un programa de mentoring en el que participo, de Youth Business Spain, es que cuando no hay metodología, los mentores no están inseguros. Hay veces que dices, bueno, si el mentor es una persona experimentada, que tiene una larga carrera, claro, le dices, bueno, ¿y cómo pero? Sí, yo estoy dispuesto a ser mentor o a ser mentora de este chico o esta chica que tiene un proyecto de videojuegos o un proyecto de biotecnología, pero ¿qué tengo que hacer? Entonces, cuando tienes más o menos una hoja de ruta clara de empezamos aquí, cómo firmar un contrato de acuerdo, ¿no? De obligaciones y derechos entre mentí, mentor y organización que lo pone en marcha, cuáles son los pasos, cuántas veces te tienes que reunir, cómo, dónde, en un bar, en un lugar concreto que te ofrezca el coordinador, y luego, sobre todo, tener una metodología que transmita al mentor que mentoring no es asesorar, que mentoring es ayudar a pensar al emprendedor, ayudar a que tome sus propias decisiones, dándole elementos de seguridad, dándole contactos, haciéndole ver que es capaz. Lo que pasa es que tiene que encontrar las herramientas en sí mismo. Entonces, una mentoría no exige que des respuestas, sino que tengas más o menos un guión para hacer pensar al mentí. Y muchas veces no somos capaces. Yo misma, la primera vez que fui mentora, tiendo, como profesora que soy universitaria, tiendes a tratar de generarle al mentí las respuestas. Y no es eso. Tienes que hacer muy buenas preguntas. Y para eso necesitas metodología. Metodología también para las universidades, para el coordinador. ¿Qué hago? ¿Un evento de inauguración en el kick-off del programa? ¿Cómo hago el matching? ¿Cómo hago bodas de parejas? O incluso no hace falta hacer bodas de parejas, se puede hacer bueno, pues un grupo de mentoring entre el equipo emprendedor y un mentor o varios mentores que sean, bueno, pues, por ejemplo, bueno, pues la representación de un board empresarial, ¿no? O sea, un equipo de mentores que de alguna manera sean capaces de hacer un seguimiento y asesoría desde el punto de vista financiero, legal, de marketing, de producto. Entonces hay muchos formatos y necesitas una guía. Yo la experiencia que tengo es que en algunos programas los mentores no estaban dispuestos a participar si no había una guía clara, ¿no? de cómo orientarse, cómo tratar al mentí e incluso, bueno, pues de dónde empieza la relación y dónde termina, porque esto de la amistad eterna a mí me está pasando. Yo tengo a todos mis mentís aquí pegados, o sea, todos los días. Así que desde mi punto de vista la metodología es clave y para arrancarla, como bien ha dicho Dragana, necesitas esa metodología, pero previamente la pregunta de ¿por qué estoy haciendo esto? ¿Para qué? Y en nuestro caso, en los programas de emprendimiento, es para evitar la soledad que supone la senda emprendedora. Es a veces muy duro, ¿no? Cuando el emprendedor o emprendedora tienen un equipo, tienen alguien en quien apoyarse, pero cuando es autoempleo o son iniciativas en las que el líder emprendedor, a pesar de tener equipo, bueno, pues lleva mucho peso, ¿no? Como en el ámbito del liderazgo, necesita ni siquiera guía profesional o de business, necesita guía personal. O sea, motivación, creer que vas a crecer en este desarrollo emprendedor y empresarial. Así que para mí es clave. Yo aconsejaría no empezar un programa de mentoring sin una metodología.
Genial. Pues muchísimas gracias,
Thank
María.
you so much. If I can add, this is everything you said is really important. I can maybe separate it in several layers. For coordinators, it's important to understand the processes and to define clearly the target group. For mentees, for example, we have to have the goals on which they are working in order for them to be successful in the mentoring program. So what we do with them in our methodology, we work on their SMART goals. For mentors, very often we have amazing CEOs, amazing directors who don't know how to be mentors, who don't know how to transfer knowledge. So training for mentors is also important, and that's part of the methodology. And as you said, Maria, many of professors at the university are used to academic mentoring. This is not academic mentoring. This is personal and professional development. So mentors have to practice active listening, posing the right questions, supporting, sharing, dancing with a mentor, with a mentee together. So that's really, really important. And then in addition to these three layers, coordinator, mentor, and the mentee, we have to have monitoring. And that's part of the methodology, because there are many mentoring programs nowadays that exist. People put together mentees and mentors and they say, okay, you go and do your mentoring thing. That's not really a mentoring program. That can be a try, but that's a mentoring program without a methodology. If you have a structure, if you have a frame, if you have certain borders and rules and agreements, then it's a bigger chance of success. And also support throughout the program. And for example, for us, it was also something that we learned by doing. What is it that mentor and mentee can do in addition to just talking? So we can have a mentor-mentee session online, or if we're in the same city, we can meet. Or my mentor can meet with my team. So we can have a meeting, the whole team with my mentor. Or I, as the mentee, can come into the offices of my mentor and meet his or her team and learn from them, do some shadowing. Or we can go to a conference together, or we can create a business plan together. So there's so many things that you can learn from a methodology and enrich your potential mentoring program.
Genial, pues muchísimas gracias, Dragana, y muchísimas gracias, María, por vuestra aclaración. Creo que lo habéis dejado todo muy, muy, muy claro, y sobre todo conocer cuál es la importancia de esa metodología para los programas de mentoría. Y bueno, para terminar en tiempo, en estos pocos minutitos que nos quedan de reunión, sí que me gustaría lanzarle la pregunta ahora a María, para preguntarle sobre todo cuáles van a ser los siguientes pasos que va a hacer el grupo de formación.
Bueno, pues el plan que tenemos el equipo del grupo internacional, grupo de trabajo de formación dentro de MetaRed, es precisamente hacer más accesible esta metodología a MetaRed. Es decir, lo que pretendemos es transferir el conocimiento generado en el proyecto europeo por parte de Creative Mentorship y traducirlo a portugués y español, especialmente además pues en los usos del lenguaje que necesitamos en cada contexto, ¿no? De los 8 países que formamos parte de MetaRed, para que pueda ser utilizada esa metodología más o menos, ¿no? Con variaciones en las diferentes universidades, de cara a que quizás en un futuro próximo, pues podemos estar hablando, ¿no? de una red de mentoring, que es lo que comentaba antes Dragana, ¿no? ¿Por qué limitarse a un espacio de mentoring geográfico si puedo tener un mentor en la universidad, en una universidad brasileña o en una universidad argentina o chilena, ¿no? Porque precisamente igual a mí me interesa internacionalizar o exportar mi producto a diferentes países. Entonces pretendemos primeramente hacer la traducción, adaptarla a la cultura de cada país. Pues como antes también estaba comentando nuestra invitada, transfiriendo ese conocimiento que hemos generado en el proyecto europeo. Tenemos además pues la oportunidad de poder transferirlo, porque la financiación de los proyectos europeos lo que además premia es que, pues que ya que se ha trabajado y ha habido un importante presupuesto para desarrollar este prototipo, se pueda transferir, y gracias a MetaRed con el apoyo que tenemos, va a poder traducirse y transferirse. Así que en ese proceso estamos, gracias a MetaRed y gracias a Esperanza, que nos ayuda todos los días.
Bueno, pues muchísimas gracias, María, muchísimas gracias a todo el equipo de Dragana, a Anna y también a Catarina por estar con nosotros y el poder compartir pues su experiencia y sobre todo su sabiduría en este sector, en el ámbito de la mentoría. Y nada, simplemente pues agradeceros a todos y a todas que estéis aquí presentes en esta webinar internacional. Os invitamos a que estéis pendientes de todas las temáticas que estamos lanzando. Y bueno, pues si estáis interesadas en conocer y en participar como universidad en este proyecto colaborativo con el equipo de formación, os he dejado en el chat mi correo electrónico de coordinación también para poder gestionar a cada una de las universidades su interés en este tipo de metodología. Y nada, simplemente agradeceros vuestra participación y nos iremos viendo en las siguientes ocasiones. Así que nada, simplemente también recordarles que esta grabación se os enviará a cada uno de vosotros y lo dicho, que muchísimas gracias. Nos vemos.
Bye, thank you.
Muchas gracias.